Rumble, Laser Beak, Ravage, prepare for battle. Operation Warfare. Eject. Eject. Eject.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the FTW Future Focus. I am your host, the Mastermind Bob Rogers. With us, we got the part of the crew here today. First off, let me start off top row. He is out of Indianapolis, Indiana. He knows what's going down with the wrestling. He is crazy as hell.
Not as crazy as you.
That's true. But he is Chris the Gadget Brother Woods. Chris, what's up?
Hey, what's up? And what's up to all the FTW fans?
Oh, yeah, it's going down. Also, right up under me. She scares the crap out of me. She's from Chicago, Illinois. She used to be a former valet. Also, big fan of wrestling herself. She is the last EVP, the Nature Girl, Nicole. Nicole, what's up?
Hi. I made it through the melee, and I'm the last EVP.
That's right. Because all the other ones were little bitches, and you were the main one that had the balls to whoop everybody's ass. Told y'all she was vicious. Anyway,
where'd you put the dog?
She was whooping their behind and petting the dog. That's what's so bad about her.
Hey, Patricia.
And also, he is from Chicago. He's from out of Indianapolis, Indiana. He is by way of Chicago, Illinois. He's a big fan of wrestling. President of Motown Wrestling Group. He is Motown Tony Allen. Tony, what's up?
What's up to the FTW Galaxy?
There you go.
I know, man. I know we got a galaxy, bro.
Galaxy.
Yeah,
universe is bigger than a galaxy.
Okay, we're working our way up.
Okay, we got to work our way through this, man. That's too much taxes on the universe. I ain't trying to pay all that. No. But ladies and gentlemen, today is going to be a special day. We're doing a double header today. We're going to be talking about AEW All Out. Most of us attended that. Well, half of us here attended that. And also, we're going to be talking about tomorrow. We're going to be talking about Clash at the Castle and NXT When Worlds Collide. But we got a lot today. That's why we had to separate it into two, because it kicked off in Chicago last weekend. I mean, it was crazy. Atmosphere was fire. Pre-events was fire. Fan fest, yeah, it was all right. I mean, yeah, the fan fest wasn't, but I got to meet Vicky Guerrero.
How much was Jay costing? Was going to cost? How much was Jay charging for a picture?
$125.
That's a lick.
Nope.
And clothes on?
Not after having to pay to get in and one. Nope.
And she was clothed?
Huh?
And she had clothes on?
Yeah.
Yeah, nah, fuck. Screw that.
But Vicky was cool. I got to give Vicky. And then everybody saw on Facebook my pictures with Hobbs, my pictures with Ricky Starks. Also met a couple of other people that I didn't get to take pictures with. But it was pretty cool. It was pretty cool before All Out. And then the big event happened. First we went to Rampage, which Rampage was awesome. It was okay. It wasn't nothing to talk about really, but it was a good show to sit there and twiddle your thumbs on. But then we went straight to All Out, and All Out, I mean, boy, it was good, I have to say, but well, we'll get into it and you'll see what I'm talking about. Let's go to our first match. And I know this is not in order of what it was on the show card, but we're just going to talk about these matches. We'll start off with the casino ladder match. Tony, what did you think of that since you was there?
I thought it was decent. I thought it was a decent match. It had some good spots in it. I thought it was kind of creative how they had the guys come out and to win the thing for MJF. I think I would have preferred if he actually climbed the ladder and got it, but they just handed it over to him. As we talked, time would tell if they're gonna work an angle out with that or if it's just the way they booked it. I gave it 3 stars.
So you gave it a 3?
It was a good start to the actual pay-per-view.
All right, Chris, you watched it on pay-per-view, right?
I actually watched it, on pay-per-view, and I watched also a couple of the after shows that talked about it also.
Okay. So what did you think of the casino ladder match?
I'm going to give it a 3 because this was their best casino ladder match. They've always had it be sloppy and with wrestlers we didn't really care about. Like this one, I mean, Claudio was in it. I mean, there were a bunch of different guys that could have won it and would have been very deserving opponents for the world champion. But we knew MJF was coming. And for them to have him come this way, it gives him a built-in going straight to the championship without having to work it up or work an angle or anything. He's got a title shot. So it is what it is. So I thought this was their best casino match. I give it a 3.
Right on. Now, Rob, he's right now on Fight TV and IWTV right now, broadcasting for New Wave Pro.
Good luck, Rob.
Yeah, that's right. But he sent me his take on it. I'm going to read it real quick. Casino ladder match, 2.5, too random, but exciting while it lasted. Throwaway ending because of storyline, so it gets a low rating. So he gave it a 2.5.
Okay.
I gave it a 3.5, and this is the reason why. Again, there was a lot of competitors that could have won and walked off with it, which was better than the other ones. Because the other ones, you could tell, he gone, and it was an anticipation something was going to happen. And then the way they did it to me was kind of smart because you didn't know if it was actually MJF or not. They could have swerved everybody.
Yeah.
With that. So it was no telling who it was. They didn't give too much away. His walk kind of gave it away a little bit, but other than that, they didn't purposely give too much away on that. So I got to give execution on that a little bit higher bump on that. They get a 3.5 from me. All right, next matchup. And again, we're not going in order.
Did Nicole go?
Nicole didn't see it.
Oh, my bad.
She's over here checking it out and watching the chat for us. That's what the EVP does. She's doing the executive vice president stuff. And she's doing it better than the Young Bucks. Anyway. Next match we'll talk about. The 4-way for the AEW interim women's title. Toni Storm versus Britt Baker versus Jamie Hayter versus Hikaru Shida. Is that how you say it? Hikaru Shida?
Hikaru? Yeah, that sound right.
Yeah, that's all right.
Okay, I didn't know if I was saying it in Mexican or Chinese. I don't know. I was getting all tongue twisted there. Chris, go ahead on this one.
Every time they do something good with the women's division, they do something bad. And I think I'm just over this 4-way match. Tony he said it best about the 3-way dance. I want if you get pinned, you out the competition and it keeps going. And that's like a mini gauntlet or whatever you want to call it. But elimination. I just think that's a better route to go because in this kind of scrum, they're just trying to push somebody. They want to put the belt on somebody fresh. Toni Storm can go, but I really thought Britt Baker was going to get the belt back because it's been kind of weak since she hasn't been the champion. And if you're not going to give it to Britt or somebody exciting, then it's time for Jay Cargill to come get this belt and get rid of the other belt. So I gave it a 2.5.
Okay. And Tony.
Honestly, I'm just gonna go ahead and get my ratings because I basically 100% agree with Chris on this match. But I gave it a 2.
Now I'm looking for Rob's here. Give me a second.
What are you looking for, though?
Here we go.
Okay, cool. I was gonna pass this.
Rob says he gave it a 3.5. He said, I love the match, but the crowd was deflated because no one could follow that tag title match, which we'll talk about later. Also, Storm should not have gone over because she's not the right opponent for Rosa when she gets back.
Oh.
Let me go on the other side of the spectrum. This is where my little hammer comes in. First of my hammer in the day. I gave it a 1.5. I'm sorry. That match did not entice me whatsoever.
At all. I
had nobody in there I wanted to win the match. I could care less who won the match. I was furious that Tony Storm won that match. Tony Storm shouldn't have won Jack. I mean, Tony Storm really looks like that match looked like it was a storm. It was a terrible thunderstorm with all the rain and all the mud and everything because it was terrible. It was the most ridiculous thing that I've seen in my life. They did this just to put the belt on her, to give her some kind of way to get the belt. And I'm sorry, Tony Storm don't deserve that title.
No.
She don't. I don't care if she's from New Zealand or Australia or whatever the heck she's from. She need to go back, get some more training, and come back and talk to her.
I'm not there.
No, I can't stand her. I mean, at least she's better than Bunny. I'll give her that. I mean, I will give her that. She's better than Bunny. She's better than Tay Conti. I will give her that. But as far as having a personality to have that belt and for you to promote, to have that women's title, she is the crappiest thing you can put up there besides having a deflated Nia Jax.
Wow.
I'm sorry. I do not like Tony Storm. I think Tony should go and play some records somewhere and leave wrestling alone. Straight up.
I tried to hold it in.
It never rains in Southern California. Except her match. Anyway, next match we'll talk about Jungle Boy taking on Christian Cage, which I'll start off with Rob's. No rating because there wasn't a match. Storyline continuation doesn't get a star rating on its own. Sorry, moving on. That was simple.
Okay.
I mean, God, he cut straight to the chase on that one. I'll go next on this one. I gotta give it a 2.5. And the only reason it was a 2.5 is because it was that short. I think we found out why afterwards it was so short. He was hurt. Mm-hmm. So I got to give some type of credit there because the little bit that he did was devastating. I mean, when he drove him through the table, I mean, I ain't never seen somebody drive somebody through the table and pieces fly that much. I mean, that was lovely. I got to give him that spot. Other than that, I mean, bleh. I mean, it was straight bleh. Chris, go ahead.
I'm with Rob. I give it a 0. They had the best storyline other than if MJF was coming back going in AEW. And once again, an aging ex-WWE star injured. They should have just thrown the match off the card and not even had it. That way they could have kept the storyline going. What happened? Why wasn't the match on? Where was Christian at? Something like that. You don't go out there and do a squash match and you're the one that's injured. You just killed Jungle Boy, the up-and-comer, one of the 4 pillars of AEW, supposedly. So I give it a 0. They dropped the ball again.
Why did you have to say that?
They dropped the ball.
Why did you have to say the 4 pillars?
because he's one of
That's
the
what they
4
said.
pillars of AEW.
You don't
MJF,
you don't realize
Darby Allin.
you don't realize they were drinking tequila when they said that, right?
And
I mean, he's got to look. He could be one of the biggest baby faces if he gets the right push.
Huh?
In AEW, he can't. Yeah, Jungle Boy. He could be a baby for one of the biggest baby faces they have.
In the company, not in all of professional
Not
wrestling.
in all of wrestling. Just where he's at. The fan. He's like Orange Cassidy. He could get a nice little run going. Fans will get behind that kid.
Check his desk because I want to see what he's drinking.
Water. I'm being honest. I'm looking at a young up and comer.
Hold on, I'm gonna let Tony go next, and then I'll come back to you on that one. Tony, go ahead.
And I'm the one drinking tequila.
I'm not trying to be confrontational, you know.
I know. I'm doing it today.
First of all, he is considered one of the 4 pillars, but no, they got bigger baby faces than Jungle Boy. Though I mean, it's Jungle Boy.
Literally.
Jungle Boy. But I agree with a lot of up until that. I agree with almost everything Chris said, though. Christian is hurt, so why couldn't you have like Jungle Boy attack Christian? First of all, you keep Jungle Boy strong, and you write Christian off TV because he's hurt. Instead, you have an ex-WWE old fart go over one of your 4 pillars in a squash match, and then going to go away. It's retarded. I didn't give it a 0, but I did give it a 1. I thought this was this horrible. This is typical. We needed Marcus here for this one. I'll say it for you. This is bad Tony Khan booking.
Yeah.
You don't have your old ex-WWE squash your healthy pillar.
That's what they did.
Just had him write them off, and it never happened.
Can I tell you something on this? Jungle Boy shouldn't be a pillar. He shouldn't even be a pillow. Jungle Boy, I mean, he has a look to him. You know what I mean? But he can't cut a promo if it was a hot knife on butter. I mean, the man is terrible on that mic.
He's horrible.
It's not like
it has improved since he's been with Christian. Yeah, a little bit.
Christian's helped.
Okay, Christian helped a little bit, but I'm sorry. He still sucks on that mic. That man should be a heel so he can have a manager talk for him and he goes out there and perform. I probably would accept him more then. But as far as him being in the face and having to talk and try to act like he ain't talking to me, I'm going to laugh at him and muffle him.
That's why he can't be a heel. With a manager.
Who's going to take him seriously as a heel?
I can see him being a smart-ass heel.
The manager will be taller than him.
I'm taller than everybody.
You know what you do with somebody with his size? Get a woman to be his manager.
Yeah, you're right.
Yep.
A valet.
And guess
no,
what?
not a valet. Get you a woman. Find like a younger version of Sensational Sherry or somebody like that.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
Somebody like that.
And then
to be his manager.
But not only that, his role will be, I'm a movie star's kid. I have the money too. I
got privilege. Y'all are beneath me.
I got privilege.
Sounds like you're talking yourself into my side. That's how you can make him a star.
Yeah, but not a face. You said a face.
Well, I'm just saying that's close enough for me. I'll take that. A heel.
I don't want a face heel. I really want to see you walk out the darn curtain.
You look like you could beat Hobbs up. You look bigger than Hobbs. Yeah. That's real talk. Real talk.
And the whole Jungle Boy thing, completely get it, completely agree with that. But here's the problem I had with it, though. You have an ex-WWE old injured star going over one of your homegrown talent.
He should have.
No, he should not.
He should have crushed him.
No, because Jungle Boy will be back on. Christian can always talk, so he'll be on every show. But Jungle Boy is going to be performing in wrestling. You don't squash him.
Oh, God, that hurt. Oh, shit. That's exactly what they should have did.
Not go over in that. That's WWE booking.
That's some Vince booking right there.
Yeah, and I'd have been the Black Vince McMahon on that one. You'd have got crushed.
What the heck?
But as we move away from Jungle Boy, let me move back to my dark liquor.
Yes, I'm going to go ahead and...
okay. You know what happened last time?
Oh, I didn't have no tequila last time.
Uh-oh. Let's talk about the next match, which is a little bit more palatable. Brian Danielson took on Jericho.
Oh, we taking this early. Okay.
Tony, go ahead.
Honestly, it didn't live up to my expectation. I was hoping for more out of these two. I thought this had the potential to be match of the night. It was really, really entertaining match. I do like. I don't know. Maybe because myself was kind of let down because like when the match started, we didn't get to go through this. So part of the L was on myself already. I do like what they're doing with Jericho. I like the whole Lionheart thing, but I just don't know how it's going to work with the tournament with Jericho getting the W over Danielson. I mean, that just kind of shocked me. I mean, I don't see why Bryan Danielson is the best wrestler in the company. Why is he putting over Chris Jericho? Honestly, like, I don't get that at all. But good match. It was a good match. Overall, I gave it a 3. The right person did not win, but despite that, I gave it a 3.
Chris.
Once again, they didn't know that the scrum and all that stuff was going to happen. So this is during the pay-per-view, right? Now that that's happened, this is the time you put the belt on Bryan Danielson. Like, if you want to put it on somebody, he's the guy that needs the belt. And so you can keep the show interesting, keep the rivalries going. Now, if he fights Jericho again, I'm like, he might lose again. You know, I'm not thinking he's going to beat Jericho. We definitely don't want Moxley to get it, but I'd rather have Moxley get it if Danielson doesn't get it. Just after the promo he did on Wednesday, like the guy, he gets it. He's all about the company. He's all about being a champion. And you know what? That makes your pockets fat. Mm-hmm. But as for this match not being up to our standards for them two guys, because Jericho's what, 52, 51? I still had to give it a 3.75. I wanted to give it a 4. I just didn't like the outcome.
Did he?
I didn't like the outcome.
With the 0.75.
Yeah.
I think this is the first 3.75 we had.
Remember, right? Bobby did a negative 0.25 one time.
Yeah, I did.
Oh.
Yeah, he did.
Oh,
he taught me all the numbers are on the table. I give it a 4.1. You know, whatever you want.
Yeah, I gave it a negative 2.5, and it deserved every bit of it.
I think because then we did that. I gave that match a 0. We could go below 0.
Yeah, I didn't know that either.
Yeah.
Yeah, I went there.
But he the boss, so
they deserved it though.
Wait.
All right, now Rob's take on this one.
No. He's the boss, but he's a better boss than Tony Khan.
Hire me, Tony. Anyway, Rob's take on it. He gave it a 4. Great work from both guys. Don't know where either one goes next, but I can't wait to find out.
That's fair.
This match, I was tough. It was tough on me, but I understand why, because I think they're going to meet up a little later on. So I kind of understand why the match went this way. So I'm going to have to give it a 3.5. Because I just think it's something else to this. And I know how sneaky Jericho is. Mm-hmm. This ain't it.
Yeah.
This ain't it. There's just something on this one. All right, next matchup. Wardlow and FTR versus Lethal and the Motor City Machine Guns. Tony.
So, this was a waste of time.
Oh.
This was a complete waste of time. And I think, and the reason I'm giving it 2 is because of FTR and Wardlow. But it's just like, going back to Tony Khan booking, you got Wardlow was red hot at one point. One of the hottest people they had going at one point. One of the hottest single stars you had.
Right.
FTR, red hot. The greatest tag team in the world at one point.
Right.
And all they belts and the way they booking them, you could arguably put 2 teams in AEW ahead of them. The way they've been booked for the last month. Not even counting the Usos. just say AEW, they had to like third, but they were all tremendous talents. Match was okay. It was a waste of time. Didn't need to be on pay-per-view. Pay-per-view had too many matches anyway. So I give it a 2.
Chris.
Well, I disagree with Tony. But this was 2 matches. They could have just had FTR put one of their titles up against the Motor City Machine Guns and had Wardlow defend against Jay Lethal. So that's where I kind of was like, you got 2 important belts supposedly, and they're stuck in this match, so they're not even being defended. So, it's like the belts don't mean anything. Those extra belts FTR has. They're just something that's just hanging from their body. But I still gave this match a 3.5 because they all could go. I'm just a big fan of FTR and Jay Lethal. I just think he's been doing good work lately.
I'll read what Rob has on here. He gave it a 4. This is what the trio's final should have been.
Yeah.
Great stuff throughout. The Machine Guns were good after all this time. And the continuation of things between Lethal and Joe was a nice touch.
Yeah.
I'm torn on this match. I'm kind of torn myself. And this is the reason why. This is the one match where FTR could not gel with the tag team. And the reason being is because Motor City Machine Gun is like the Young Bucks. I hate saying it like that because I think they're a better version of the Young Bucks. But the fact of the matter is they can only wrestle that style. I have yet, throughout TNA and everything, to see them wrestle a classic match. And FTR is a classic wrestling tag team. And whenever you have those 2 styles come together, if one can, and FTR tried, you could tell they were trying to adjust to them. But Motor City Machine Guns just wouldn't. I don't know if it's just instinct or what, they just wouldn't adjust to FTR and make it a middle of the road match where you do some of this and then you do some of this, you do some of this and mix it up. It looked kind of sloppy. It looked kind of like Motor City Machine Guns was just trying to take over the match and just do what they wanted a little bit to a point. I'm not saying all the way because the Young Bucks would have just did that. I just think that's the Motor City Machine Gun style. You have to wrestle their match just like you got to wrestle Flair's match. I'm kind of torn on this one. I'm going to give it a 2.5.
Hey, Bobby. Bobby.
What?
Why do you think FTR doesn't get appreciated everywhere they go? WWE didn't really appreciate them. They threw them some belts to try to satisfy their, you know what I mean? But it just seems like they don't. Is there something missing or something holding them back?
It's they being held back. They are a great tag team. They are the best tag team out there, period.
We know that.
Period. And you just have promoters that see where these guys that are not wrestling matches, they're doing spots. And honestly, that's where ticket sales are going.
But even their tag team, Dax is one of the best singles wrestlers. He's wrestling singles matches, and we don't even get to see FTR wrestle. Like, I just don't understand it.
Well, in Tony's case, that's the Young Bucks trying to shade them. So, I mean, they're EVPs and stuff.
Time that's been happening to them, though.
Say that again.
But it's not like this the only time they're not getting an opportunity to shine, though.
Yeah, they don't.
Yeah, everybody knows just get it over with. Give them the belts again.
Well, again, that's the Young Bucks.
Jungle Boy and the Green Dinosaur held the belts since they've had the titles.
And they're buddies with the Young Bucks. They're buddies with the Young Bucks.
But I can't really put it all on the Young Bucks because CM Punk's not buddies with the Young Bucks, and he had the title.
And you see where that's ended up.
Wait, hold on. There's a difference. Wait.
Tony Khan be a boss. I can't really put it on the Bucks. Tony Khan need to step up and be a boss.
That too, I agree. But you got to understand something. You can't hide CM Punk because CM Punk was already out there. You see what I'm saying? That's like getting Michael Jordan on your team. He saying, "Sit the bitch, bro." You know what I'm saying? You don't get the ball. You don't get to shoot 20 times a game, bro. You go ahead and sit down. No, you can't do that because he's already known for what he can do. But
that makes sense.
FTR hasn't been exposed like that, so they can try to hide him a little bit more. You see what I'm saying? So,
but Tony Khan gets some of that blame, though.
Yeah, he does. I agree with that 100%. He gets all of that blame.
It's time to go back to WWE because I do think they're Triple H guys too. They came up in NXT, and there's them matches against the Usos were some of the best tag matches in the past 10 years.
Oh hell yeah!
So I mean, they got places to go.
Wait. Them and Ciampa and Gargano was even better tag matches.
Yeah,
I like the Undisputed Era versus them. That was a good match.
It was too.
That was a good match.
All right, next matchup. Oh my God, I just smile when I see this one. Swerve in Our Glory, taking on the Acclaimed, baby. Woo! I'm gonna read Rob's take real quick.
Wow.
Tonight, insane heat, great action out of everyone, and the crowd ate it up like pudding. Tony, go next.
Oh, scissors me, daddy. Oh, scissors me, daddy.
Yeah,
man.
It's so weird hearing a straight man sing that song.
I told him that. That's why I didn't know what it.
40,000 straight men singing this song.
I'm like, they know what that mean, right?
We took over.
But you know what that mean, right?
We know what it means.
Because which one of the Acclaim just came out not that long ago? Who was that?
What? Breaking news. What?
I think one of them came out.
I didn't hear that.
I didn't hear that either.
Well, the other one said he was a virgin, so I don't know. But
either.
Y'all do know Scissor Me is for the men of the LGBT, right? And y'all straight men singing that.
It was funny. It was funny as fuck.
I rap
I
about.
wasn't there, Nicole. Don't put me in. I wasn't scissoring nobody.
I rap about killer hoes too. That don't mean I'm gonna kill one.
This match, and me and Bobby talked about this after the show because it was like we were talking about what was the best match of the night. For me, this was the best match of the night, and it was not necessarily because of the action in the ring. It was just the whole presentation of this. The Acclaim in Chicago has arrived. The Acclaim before Chicago was there, but Chicago put them on the map. They were more over than they ever been before, thanks to Chicago. When that match came on, remember we had like about 2 or 3 dud matches before this match. They woke up the crowd. They had everybody into it. I think the only person that lit the crowd more than the Acclaim did was MJF. This was definitely, in my opinion, the best match of the night because it was the best moment of the night. It was the best total package of the night. Like just from beginning to end, how everybody was into it. The You Can't Scissors, all the chants that we were doing throughout this match, and Billy Gunn sold it all too. As the crowd was doing all this stuff, Billy Gunn sold it. He sold it. So I really wish they would have called. An audible. I really think that was the best time to put the titles on the Acclaim. I get they're gonna like build up to that though, but I don't think it's gonna be as good as that time though. Like when they do it later, I think now it's gonna be more expected. I think that was the time to do it. But I gave this match a 5 just because of the whole energy of the crowd, how much fun we had with it. It was just an all around good match.
Chris.
I think when the crowd is part of the match, that's when wrestling is magical. That's why ECW was fantastic because the crowd was ECW. the crowd was The Rock, was Stone Cold, or John Cena. When I heard the pop, I thought it was the loudest pop. I'm be honest with you. It probably was 1 and 2 this close, but I was like, are the Road Warriors behind them? I never heard the Acclaim get no pop. I'm just being honest. I hear people do their song, he rapping. I thought they was FTR, and they were the champions because that's how hyped you guys were, and y'all was in it from every move, the storytelling. As Swerve and Keith Lee gonna break up. The Acclaim has arrived. Tony Khan, don't F this up. Ride this wave. Put the belts on them boys. Have them beat the Young Clucks. Let them get some reputable wins. I gave it a 4.
Real quick before the next one goes, the one thing I did leave out, and I don't want to disrespect Lee or Swerve on this, they adjusted perfectly.
Yeah.
I don't think they could have had this good of a match against a different opponent the way the crowd was. I think Lee and Swerve were the perfect ones. The way they started wrestling the match, they did a phenomenal job as opponents. So
and they were selling their asses off too. The Acclaim was selling their asses off.
Yeah.
Tony, why can't you let me say my shit?
He said, wait a minute. Cut you off.
That's what he said.
Fuck your tequila. Damn.
It's okay. Tell us again, Bobby.
Do it for clarification.
I want an explanation.
I'm just gonna be 100% real with you. I ain't been in a match. I was in one match that was like this.
Wow.
I was in one and I got that feeling back.
Okay.
I take that back. I was in 2 matches like this, and I got that feeling back when I was sitting there. I mean, oh my God, that crowd was nuts. Old Scissor Me Daddy, and then You Can't Scissor. What the fuck? And I mean, they brought it out of nowhere. You know what I'm saying? And dude was dancing on the side. He was dancing with it. I mean, I thought I was ready on Simon Cowell to come out like, you didn't pirouette. I mean, this dude was on point. I mean, it was the match was perfect. You can't get more perfect in a match than that. Keith Lee and Swerve did justice because they wasn't greedy and said, we're supposed to be the face. We're going to do this. Something like the Young Bucks would have did.
Right.
They adjusted.
Yeah.
They went with the flow. Oh, okay, these guys are over. Let's put them over. Let's do the damn thing to make sure that they get recognized. And they did. It was professionalism all the way around in that ring. It was acknowledgement of each other's talents all around that ring. It was nothing but love from the crowd. It was a storybook. It was a movie. It was the ultimate match that AEW has ever had. And I'm going to say it's even over the CM Punk matches. These guys clowned. And I was nothing but honored to be sitting in that seat to watch this match. Especially tag team wrestling, something that I specialized in. This is something that I was just like, oh, God. Oh, God. This is better than Keto Lion sitting on my lap.
And they trusted 4 brothers.
Yeah.
You know, seeing us out there, getting a chance to showcase and some of the best wrestlers in the world that have always been held down because of you know why.
Yep.
And Nicole.
But see, this is the thing, it's tag team.
Billy Gunn.
And they're not coonage. They're not doing that coon stuff either.
No.
You know, these brothers rap. You know, brother come down rapping. You know, I love it. I love it.
And they put the scissors to everybody else. I can tell you.
Yeah, they did.
Straight up.
They need to make scissors part of their gimmick.
Oh, you know there's going to be a shirt. There's going to be a shirt.
They had signs in the crowd with scissors.
Like, they need to sell scissors as part of their gimmick. Just pink scissors.
Yeah,
Right
that's
now,
true.
they pink shirt that says "Scissor Me Daddy Ass" is the hottest selling shirt.
Wow.
It's gone. You can't it's. You have to pre-order it now. You can't just buy it now.
Right.
It's on the wait.
But my score on this match is a perfect 5.
Oh, wow. That's your first
Oh, wow.
5.
Yeah, that's
Wow.
my first 5 ever.
Wow.
You know, they had to do something for me to give them a 5, and that they did it. They did it.
They deserved it.
This is what it's all about right there. That was being part of that was just it made me almost want to tear up straight up.
Yeah.
It was that good. I mean, hats off to the Acclaim, hats off to Swerve to my glory, hats off to the referee. You know, hats off to Billy for standing on the side. Hats off to the Chicago crowd.
Yeah.
Nobody there except the security guards was, you know.
You're supposed to steal the show. When you get an opportunity, that's what going out and doing your best looks like. You could main event. Tag teams used to main event pay-per-views and shows back in the 80s.
Oh yeah,
They could bring that back. That's how good that match was.
Midnight Express all day long.
That's a main event match. That was nice.
Yeah,
And
I
like
gave it a 5.
Four Brothers doing it too was impressive too in an industry that's been held back in for decades.
Absolutely.
All right, next matchup. 2 of the people that I ended up meeting personally, Starks taking on Hobbs. I'll read Rob's little insert here. Way too short. I don't know if it was time constraints or what, but it needed to be more than what it was. Hobbs winning was right, but nothing felt resolved. Good for what it was, though. They gave it a 2.5. Chris, go ahead.
Once again, you can't have 2 squash matches on the same pay-per-view. So you mean you wanted to have 15 matches, but 2 matches lasted a total of 2 minutes. I mean, it's obvious Ricky Stark is injured or something because that's the only thing I could think of. He got in his little bit of offense in the beginning. Hobbs destroyed him, mopped him up. And I was just like, you could have saved that for Rampage or Dynamite. This is a pay-per-view. These are 2 up-and-coming stars. I want to see them at their best. If one guy ain't at his best, don't be on the show. I gave it a 1.5.
Dang.
Now wait, Masterman, you met Ricky Starks. Did he look or seem injured when you met him?
I haven't heard anything about him being injured.
I heard something, but I don't know. I mean, the guy had a broken neck and came back like 2 months later. So I was like, was that at work? They was talking about his neck was all messed up, and he was back getting power bombed and stuff. I just don't get it.
Tony.
I agree with Chris. I agree with everything with Chris except for the rating of the match, though. It was definitely too short. It was definitely too short of a match. I definitely wanted to see a lot more for these guys at like one of their big shows, especially considering this is the feud that they invested a lot of time in. I mean, this card was really a last minute thrown together card, but that match was something they've been building on for like weeks, and that was the payoff. I gave it a 2.
Oh wow.
My score is a 2 as well. But this is the reason, and I'm gonna say this, and I hope they rectify the situation. I could tell it was a time constraint. I could tell a couple of those matches before that went long. I gotta give them props for sacrificing their match so the show could, go and give that. I think they're gonna come back to it, but they still got to get a 2 and it's not their fault they got a 2. You know what I'm saying? It's not their fault with this 2. I'm going to state that again because somebody had to sacrifice. Somebody had to be professional because honestly, I'm going to speak on that later. I'm just going to speak on that later because I'm kind of hot. I'm kind of hot because I'm seeing stuff right now as I'm going through this card that's exposing things even more, and it's taking me the heck off. But I met Ricky Starks, fucking cool ass dude. I mean, he's on point. And then I met Hobbs.
Yeah.
And then Hobbs, I mean, he could be an ass. but a good dude. Good dude. So I got nothing but love for them two dudes. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? I wish I was healthy so I could wrestle Hobbs.
Yeah.
I love to see that.
Put him in one of them submission holds, choke him out.
Boy, I would love to wrestle Hobbs, man. I
Boy.
would love to get down with him. But yeah, I had to give it a 2, unfortunately. And it's not their fault. Let's just put that. That's like when you talk about steroids for baseball. Somebody got 63 home runs, but you put the asterisk right there.
Yeah.
I give it a 2, but the asterisk is right there.
So basically, they didn't get a chance to perform. So
Yeah,
that makes sense.
The women's interim match and 2 6-man tag matches because you crown new trios titles and giving them more time. I mean, that's just me.
and the next match for the TBS Championship, Jade Cargill, the woman, the tall, dark glass of chocolate that walks around with her little outfits looking like She-Hulk.
Yeah, that was awesome. That was awesome.
Takes on Athena. Anyway, yeah, that's yeah. Lord have mercy. Please give us strength, for we don't know. Rob gives it a 3.5. Good match, but they were capable of better. For some reason, these two don't match up well, but they pulled a decent fight out of it all. Right inning, but it might be time to move Jade to the world title picture. So Rob gave it a 3.5. And Chris.
I'm with Rob with the 3.5, but I didn't get Jade before, and then I saw her in the little superhero, the green and she looked like a superhero out there, and I was thinking, yeah, she's a heel, but she could be a big baby face for him as the world champion. It's the same thing they did with Bianca Belair. Like, I see her taking that same path, but possibly being more dominant than Bianca. So I gave it a 3.5.
Tony.
I love Jade in this match. I wasn't through with Athena in this match. I was actually a little disappointed. I didn't think the match was as good as it could have been, and it was definitely a shorter match than it should have been with these two in there. I'm going to give Athena a half. Put that with the 2 I give Jade. Give this match a 2.5.
You're nice with giving Athena that.
Disappointed with Athena. Like,
okay. Time for me to go in.
Oh, God.
Oh, goodness. Oh, wait, before you do, the Facebook user, thank you. I had a feeling it was Anthony Bowens. He's the one that just came out recently as gay. He's the first openly gay champion that's out. So good for him.
All right. Back to from that commercial break.
Super.
give a shout out to anybody throw a comment in. We got to give them a shout out. Thank you, Nicole.
Absolutely.
Yeah, thank you. Definitely thank you. But now I got to go ham on somebody. And that's Athena. What the heck was you thinking? This match was terrible. All right. I have seen Athena get in some good matches, but she has to be with a certain type of person. And what had me thinking Athena was all that was I was thinking, like, if she had some good matches with them, she could have a good match with other people. But I'm starting to notice if she's outpowered, she can't wrestle them. She has to be the one with the power to wrestle a person. And that sucks. You know, it doesn't suck for her too much because there's not a lot of women that will outpower her because she does have that thickness or what have you. But you know you're wrestling Jade Cargill. You know she's the superhero. You know she's power personified. She's not going to jump around and do jumping jacks and twisties and all that, which I wish she would, but she's not. You know. So why didn't you prepare yourself in this match to do stuff that a person underpowered does? Again, greed, selfishness. Something I thought I would not see Athena have, but it showed on that one. You want her to wrestle your match because you come from the WWE? No, she's the champion. She's the TBS champion. Put some respect on her name. Cargill, say it with me now. But the thing that makes me even more ticked off is, as I read some of these posts online, you have these probably fat, overweight, out of shape
Cincinnati Sweathogs.
Boy, that rode over to Chicago to see it. They ain't from Chicago, but they want to get online talking about, well, Jade Cargill was terrible in that match. Athena's from the WWE, and she's a good wrestler.
What?
Really?
Where are you reading this at?
I want to read that. Yeah, tell me.
I'm all over these boards. I just go through board to board to board and reading this stuff.
I believe it.
I can stay off the boards then.
Oh yeah, and they're like, Jade Cargill, she shouldn't even have the title. She shouldn't even have that. Why did she get it so quick? And then the biggest excuse that pisses me off is they pull out, oh, she only got it because she's black, and Tony's trying to have a black champion to make it look like he's politically correct.
What?
Oh yeah.
The only reason why they said that is because of Big Swole, but.
Hell, they got a Mexican. They had a Mexican champion, the black champion. It just sounds like equal opportunity to me.
No, it ain't Big Swole. It's because they ignorant.
No, they said that right around the time she got fired or released.
No, but they was gonna say that anyway.
Right.
That's the type of people that was gonna say that anyway.
When Big Swole got fired, they were saying it then though. They were like Nicole is right. That was on the third sheets.
No,
she was bad though.
It was already in the back of their head.
I don't know how you compare Big Swole to Jay Cargill though.
They just I don't even know how you could even think about that.
Right, Big Swole was bad. That's why she was bad.
She wasn't even swole. She just had a lump.
I love the fact that Tony said that too. Like, she was bad. Like,
you ain't seen her pop up. I haven't seen her pop up anywhere.
Nobody wants her. But my thing is this: you guys are supposed to be fans. Why are you bringing this dumb stuff up anyway?
Because they're fans.
I guess so. I would think better of fans though, and I think I might put too much faith in fans. But
what fans is short for fanatic, right? They got to be a little bit nuts.
Okay, good. Hey, you hit it right there on the head. That's why you're the last EVP. There you go. There you go. She simplified my rant for me. I ain't even got to say nothing else after that.
That was incredible, Nicole. That was amazing.
Yeah. Hey, I can't even say nothing after that. Go ahead, girl.
You shut Bobby down?
That's impressive.
What?
But in this match, I'm going to give it a 2.5 because that whole 2.5 goes to Jade.
Yeah. Athena's way better than that.
I think that's a disappointment because she is better than that.
She suffered a lot of injuries too, though. I just, like I said, you start suffering, they linger. I don't know, but it looked like I thought she had some passion, but I was more looking at Jade Cargill because she impressed me. I just thought she was working with what she had.
Carry herself, she draws your eye. Like, that's
your champion.
Yeah, I mean, she carries. The people who criticize her, like, it's too soon, this and that. Jay is like the total package. And it's
time to put the belt on her. Put the world belt on her because the women's division is boring.
Yeah.
But she hold both of them?
Internet people.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
They bash it, they bash that. AEW's alternative, but then they want to bash the homegrown AEW talent for not putting over ex-WWE stars, which I don't get. Like, this is the alternative. Like,
no, it's because these fans want to see who they want to go over.
Right.
They have it's just like CM Punk said, they have their niche audience that has certain people that they think they should go over, and if anybody dares get a win over them, the whole world comes to an end. Kiss my ass.
Yeah.
We'll hear that later.
And most of the matches had an ex-WWE wrestler in almost every match.
Yeah.
The world title had two.
But you can't
I
get
was
away
just
from
getting ready
it
to say.
Yeah, you can. I mean,
20 years.
this is NXT all over again to me now. That's
It's
what it
like,
looks
what
like.
is Tony Khan giving us? WWE Part 2, or is he trying to give us a brand new company? And
But
brand
hold
new
on,
thing?
hold on. But this is my point. That was the only thing around for 20 years.
Right. So that's where they all come from.
That's what you're gonna have to get. It's not
Or
like
they-
it's not like you can say, okay, I'm hungry.
He's right.
Let me get some Wendy's when Wendy's don't exist. You got to go with Burger King and McDonald's.
You're right.
It's like they always said, us fans, they're fickle. They don't know what they want. They think they want something, and then you give it to them. Well, we don't like the way you gave it to us, so we want something else. Fickle.
Yeah.
Triple H did the same thing. He took all the ROH and good Impact wrestlers, created NXT, and then they took over. That's who's wrestling right now are the ROH guys and the Impact guys. These are the guys that are at the top of the cards.
But they'll play fickle. I'm gonna play the fickle route. But you're not giving them how I want. You're just turning them into what you think we want, and it's not even correct. And you're not listening to me yet. I got to give you my money.
Now let me say this on Nicole's behalf, though. They in WWE they do change how they wrestle.
Yeah.
And that's one of the things that aggravates the heck out of me is because the way they wrestle is terrible. The way they teach them to wrestle is terrible.
There he is.
And joining us from Chicago, Illinois. Yeah, I don't know what he was thinking when they were saying Sesame Daddy, but I'm going to tell you that.
Oh, scissors me, daddy.
Marvelous Marcus, what's up, bro?
What's up, fellas?
Not much. We talk about the Jade Cargill match.
I didn't think you was gonna make it, man.
You know what? I ain't gonna tell you. I'm thinking 7:00 Chicago time. I'm thinking again.
Well, I thought you had plans on. I thought you had tickets for something today.
No, but oh my God, can we skip past that match?
Yeah, we're almost done.
Oh.
We're almost done with the pay-per-view. Next matchup, I'm just gonna get this one out the way.
The trio.
Do we have to talk about that?
Just say it, man.
But actually, it's definitely gonna be a trios match because it's two trios matches in Punk.
Young Bucks and oh God, I feel like puking. Young Bucks and Omega taking on the Dark Order.
Oh, Marcus, man. Start with Marcus.
Yes, Marcus.
Man, I don't know where everybody else watched, but I'm gonna tell you, I truly enjoyed this match. I don't know, man. I'm gonna tell you, me and Tony sitting there watching this match. I couldn't believe what I was watching. This was a hell of a match. I'm gonna go ahead and say it. This was the night, the match of the night for me.
Oh hell no!
Oh man, absolutely. You know what? You must have got up and left. That was.
I watched that match.
That was I couldn't believe this match was Young Bucks and Kenny Omega and ROH 5 to 7 years ago. I don't know the Dark Order. Now y'all know I done been badging the Dark Order for months, but these dudes done. All 6 of them guys showed out in Chicago.
That little dude be wrestling, don't he? The little bald-headed dude.
I'm gonna tell you, they must have went and got some Giordano's or some went to Jewtown, got a Polish or went across the street to Gibson's. I don't know what they did.
The Garrett's popcorn too.
Yeah, I don't know what they did, but I enjoyed. That was a great match. That match was for me 4.75 stars. I you know what, Chris? I don't know what you was doing.
No,
I don't know if you had to. I don't know if you had to be in Chicago with us. I don't know. I don't know how it came across on TV, but that was that. I enjoyed that match. That was a match of the night to me.
Okay, after the bad taste is in my mouth, go ahead, Tony.
Is it me?
Me?
Tony.
Now, it was funny, and this is why I said for Marcus to go first, because before the tag match, I was in agreement with him with this being match of the night up until that point. Me and him went back and forth over which match was better, the tag match or this match. This was my second favorite match of the night. I really enjoyed this match as well. I thought what they did was, I thought the way they performed, everything about this match, I really enjoyed. This was definitely the best trios match of the night. They could have left the other two trios match off the card.
Yes.
Because of this match, and they should have left the other two trios matches off the card because of this match. But I'm with Marcus though. It reminded me of when we went with the two of us, along with a couple other buddies, used to go to ROH and watch them in Chicago Ridge. They reminded me they remind me of those Bucks. It wasn't match of the night for me, but I gave it 4.5. Marcus, I already gave the tag title match 5.
Oh, okay.
Chris.
Hey, I'm gonna start backwards with the match. First of all, the wrong team won. We knew. I said to y'all weeks, if they win, there's shenanigans. We have to be relevant. We have to have belts that only lasted 24 hours, mind you. They don't even have them belts no more, so they wasted the whole match.
Chris,
Secondly, the way they keep punking Adam Page, they make him look weaker and weaker. And this was the guy that was one of your world champions. This is the guy that's in the world champion tournament, and he can't control his emotions over the young Clucks and Kenny Omega. I mean, is he in love with them? I gave the match a 2.5.
Really?
There's no higher. And just saying Dark Order alone, put it on Rampage then. That's a Rampage match. We're talking pay-per-view. Y'all paid to go see a match that you probably already seen and didn't realize it on Rampage one week.
But Chris, you said you talk about Adam Page being a former world champion. Where do you rank him as a world champion?
Well, the worst. And then look at him punking him out. They're not going to ever let this guy have a shot. Like, why do you keep putting him in position to get titles and belts when he loses? And I was watching the match and I was going, he's just a little bitch. Who's ever done this before? Who's ever acted like that? Don't hurt his shoulder. Don't do this to his leg. You kicked him too hard. I ain't never seen no shit like that before. I'm telling you right now, I ain't with it, man.
All right, let me read Rob's Elite versus Dark Order 2.75. High energy but too predictable. Bucks and Omega were in their element, so they didn't suck. I guess I'm the only one that's gonna have to go ahead and bring it out. Sorry, Dark Order did show up. I will give Dark Order their props. And I'm not talking about Hangman Page. I'm talking about the actual Dark Order.
Yeah.
Hangman Page, just like Chris said, threw me the fuck off because he looked like he was holding fucking the Omega and the Young Bucks nuts before they even hit puberty. All right? It makes me fucking sick to see this out and out. This is my buddy. I'm going to do whatever it takes to go ahead and get them over and embarrass my fucking self and acting like Omega and the Young Bucks are fucking gods. They're fucking bitches. And I'm saying it straight out right now. The Young Bucks and Omega are bitchches. Bitches. And Hangman Page can hang his nuts around his neck because he's a bitch too. He already proved that by what he tried to do with CM Punk and punked out on doing the right fucking thing. Fuck Omega. Fuck Hangman Page. Good going, Dark Order. You get the whole 2 stars. The rest of them can kiss my black ass. Fuck them.
I agree.
And then we go to the last match. CM Punk versus John Moxley for the AEW World Title.
Skip the match.
CM Punk.
You skip the match.
I know it's the House of Black and whatever. Who cares? Honestly, who gives a shit about that match?
I didn't give a shit. I want to go in on that.
You want to go in on it?
We can skip.
We're gonna give you 2 minutes to go in on it. Go in on that match.
Go ahead, man.
That match was terrible. We ain't even rating that match.
The match shouldn't have been on the card. It was just you're gonna throw 6 guys out there to make this thing look strong again. That was the only reason they had this match. It was a waste of time. You got a paper. You had too many matches on this pay-per-view, which is a running thing with Tony Khan and his pay-per-views. And he needs to start listening to the fans and stop booking all these goddamn matches, especially all these goddamn 6-man tag matches. The only purpose of this match was to make Sting look tough. And I get like everybody loves Sting. 60-something years old, going over on the younger stars. You could have put that shit on Rampage.
And to our final match, CM Punk taking on Jon Moxley. I will read what Rob has here. 4.25. Terrific old school feel to this one. Felt like Dusty Rhodes versus Terry Funk to me, with all the elements of 2 guys who really don't like each other, beating each other's heads in. The only thing preventing it from being a higher rating are the shenanigans, both leading up to it and the BS afterward. MJF return was just the icing. So you give it a 4.25. Marcus, go ahead.
You know what? To me, I'm gonna give that match about a 2.75. It was all right. You know, nothing special about it. It was a little sloppy as far as I'm concerned. You know, right guy won. I was surprised that, you know, Punk to me wasn't as overt in Chicago as I thought he would be. You know, there was a lot of mixed chants. You know, the crowd was kind of quiet at times. You know, I've heard louder. Punk has had louder pops in Chicago, and the pop wasn't as loud as I thought it would be for him. So I'm gonna give it about a 2.75.
Tony.
I honestly think Punk would have got a bigger pop if he didn't get squashed a week and a half before the goddamn match.
Yeah.
The build up to the match was not good at all. And I voiced my opinion on how they built this match with the squash match and all that shit. To me, it took away from the match, and it did. I will say this, though. I'm going to watch the match live, and I'll be honest with you, I watched it again on pay-per-view. I'll say that. But I'm going to give Moxley credit. I really thought Moxley carried this match. I thought Moxley outperformed Punk in this match. To be 1,000% honest with you, watching the match again, Moxley showed a lot in this match, and I thought this was one of Moxley's best matches, but it wasn't one of Punk's best matches. It wasn't. It was entertaining. It was a good match out of Punk. This wasn't one of his best. I said it more. I'm sure he did get hurt in the match. I'm not sure that played into it. This was kind of a disappointment, but the way they booked it and that was a disappointment anyway. I think it's actually 3.5.
Chris.
I actually agree with Tony. I learned something about Moxley. Moxley and Punk, you know how they always talk about one of the best. They call Punk one. We never thought he was like one of the best wrestlers. We just, his promos, he's entertaining. But I thought Moxley out wrestled him, and he sold for him too. I really thought you got to see Moxley say, "I'll do this. What's best for business." If that's having Punk go over, even I just squashed him, but I'm gonna lose to him, a week later. That just showed me how committed he was. I got a lot of respect for Moxley, but as up for the match, it was a 3 because I just think Punk's been out of the game too long. I mean, it's starting to show with all these old guys, and they're breaking down. These guys are breaking down in their matches. Moxley's physical. So if you can't go be physical with Moxley, how many other wrestlers can he really go toe-to-toe with? So I gave it a 3, but it's not because I don't love these guys, but I really thought Moxley showed me something this time. He really did.
All right. If everybody remember, and you can go back into the tape and look at the old podcast, I said, for this match to be considered a banger, Jon Moxley has to bring out his technical side. I said Jon Moxley has to show his technical wrestling prowess
credit on that because when you said that on that show, I said I think I said I don't think he could do it.
Yeah, he can.
He can.
He did.
And he did.
He did.
I got nothing. I knew he could, and he did. But I think CM Punk was hurt during this match. But the thing is, when you have a match such as that, okay, it's gonna look sloppy at times, and it's supposed to look sloppy. The reason it's supposed to not be pristine and crisp because you are actually battling over something. You are physically imposing your will when you do that type of match. So everything you do is not going to be perfect.
Right.
You know, so to me, it brought more realism in that match than, let's just say, somebody doing 2 flips, blah, 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 land perfectly, kick, bam. The realism in that match impressed me more than anything of what they brought out. This was an old school wrestling match where somebody, like Rob said, Funk, Flair, I don't like you, you don't like me, you got something I want, I'm going to keep it. No, you ain't keeping it, I'm taking it. And it was a match that looked natural. Something that would actually happen if you've seen two people wrestle on the street, not something that's staged. Because you're going to make mistakes on the street. Why the hell can't you do it in the ring? I'm giving this a 4.25. Because I think honestly, Moxley stepped up a lot. He stepped up a whole lot. And CM Punk was right there with him until he got hurt. And they made it look like an actual fight and an actual wrestling fight instead of some stage contrived, crap that you would see on WWE. I'm giving it a 4.25.
And Moxley's over even in Chicago. It looked like the crowd was going both ways.
Thank you for saying that part. There was something I wanted to say on that. A lot of the crowd, because if you remember it, you wouldn't be able to see this, Chris.
Okay.
I know Tony will remember. Tony and Marcus should remember this. Remember at the beginning, he said, "How many people are here from Chicago?" And only half the crowd cheered.
Wow.
And then they said, "How many people were from out of town?" The other half cheered. Half of those people were from Moxley's place.
Yeah.
Because one girl, and if you, I don't know if you heard her or not, she was like, "I'm sick of these Cincinnati." So they came from their home state to Chicago to cheer on Moxley.
Wait, Mastermind, remember the "fuck Ohio" chant?
Yeah, because that's how much they was getting on their nerves.
And "fuck Ohio" chant was going for a while. I'm sure they probably censored it out of the broadcast. "Fuck Ohio" was going through the Now Arena for a while.
Yes, because all of them was trying to get rowdy. All of them Ohio people were trying to get rowdy.
If Mox would have won, there would have been a fight.
Yeah. And Chicago let them know. Fuck Ohio. Fuck Ohio. I was like, yeah.
That was funny.
I ain't messing with Chirac. I ain't messing with y'all.
I mean, that's why you seen the crowd be like half and half.
Wow.
Because half of them came from Cincinnati to cheer on Moxley.
Yeah. He's over.
He definitely was.
So it's like, what trailer park did you guys come from to come to this match? And how long did it take you to save? Did you sell that much meth to go ahead and bring everybody here to the match?
Real quick, viewers, he's not talking about any Ohio viewers we have right now. Just don't fuck the show.
Hey, I'm from Chicago. I'm going to say it. Fuck Ohio. Fuck Ohio.
My future husband might be from Ohio, so I ain't saying nothing.
Fuck your husband. Fuck it.
Look, I can see some dude. I'm from Cincinnati. Come on, Nicole.
I'm gonna really show you how to jump off the top rope.
Where's Simon? Where's Simon?
I'm gonna say fuck chili spaghetti. That's a disgusting combination.
Yeah, Ohio's known for that Skyline chili.
Yeah, ugh.
It's got that cinnamon in it.
Oh no.
Yeah,
Yep, they call it coney sauce or whatever, but it's nasty.
yeah.
Wait a minute.
Cinnamon?
That's
Yeah.
what it tastes like to me. I don't know for a fact. It tastes like it got cinnamon in chili sauce. It's the weirdest taste you ever taste.
And
Okay, I
they
kind of
mix
want
it
to try it.
with
Just to
No
see.
wonder they crazy.
I'm like
Yeah, I
chili
want
and
to try
spaghetti.
it.
I'm like, no thanks.
Wow. Okay. After learning that fun fact about Ohio, we go on to the after the show, and this is when things get very, very interesting. Oh boy, I enjoyed this.
Apparently, it was better than the pay-per-view.
It was because everybody talking about the after show and not the pay per view.
Yeah.
Not the pay per view. We spent damn near $200.
Nationally, I seen the story in Sports Illustrated.
Yeah, I could have spent $50 and stayed at home.
Well,
Yeah, I wanted to ask y'all about that too. What
Let's
was
talk
the
about-
experience like compared to being like at Forbidden Door? What was the actual?
And I enjoy Forbidden Door more.
yeah.
And Forbidden Door was like the cost.
But check this out. We got a situation right now to where CM Punk went off. He went ham.
He needed to.
I mean, hold on. Let me get there. We'll get there. He went ham. I mean, straight ham. This was all pork. All pork. No beans, no sauce, no glaze, just straight ham. He called out the Young Bucks, Omega, and all their cronies. Well, unfortunately, they tried to corner him in his dressing room, and him and Ace still got to beat their ass. Nick Jackson, you got knocked the fuck out. Ace still took a bite out of crime because he bit Omega. I hope you get your rabies shots, dude. Good job. And I mean, I don't know what the other Jackson was doing. I don't know if he was carrying over, peeing on himself, or what. Now, I'm going to start it off and just follow the question. Just follow the questions in order because I don't want us to go too far into this.
Okay.
Go ahead and get ahead of ourselves. When CM Punk sat up there, because I got something I'm going to say at the end of this. When CM Punk sat up there and he said what he did to the media, do you think that was the correct thing to do? Chris, go first.
Absolutely. He's one of those guys, the voice of the voiceless or whatever, but CM Punk he's just, when you go at somebody on TV, like he said, you have to bark as loud when you go back at them. You can't just you got to let these guys know you for real and this is what it is. And he's sitting there with the belt on and he's sitting there next to the owner who's shaking his head while he was making his points. The owner was sitting back kind of like, bobbing his head up and down. And that's when I was thinking they must have felt so disrespected back there. They must have been steaming, couldn't wait to get their hands on Punk. But we're talking about the Young Clucks and Omega. Me and Tony could take them three dudes out.
Nicole,
I don't know what they expect.
Well,
Yeah, I don't know what they expected to do, but I'm gonna let the questions come because I actually have a different take on it. But for that question, that's basically what I got to say.
Tony.
On this one, nobody was right on this, to be 1,000% honest with you. What CM Punk said, 1,000% true. Everything he said was 1,000% true. don't mean you needed to say it. Because, and here's the reason why. Like, he's mad. First of all, he's mad at Colt Cabana. Colt Cabana is a fucking pissant that don't even deserve to even be mentioned. He's a shitty wrestler. He's a shitty person. He shouldn't even be in his head, to be 1,000% honest with you. The whole, like, he's mad at Anakova going in business for himself. CM Punk looks like he's doing the same thing. So it's almost like you complain about a guy going in business for yourself, but look like you doing the same thing. And this did nothing to, like, help the locker room. You actually doing more damage in the locker room. No matter how we feel about, like, Omega and the Young Bucks, they're the EVPs. There's, like, the 4 big reasons why we have AEW is the Young Bucks, Kenny Omega, and honestly Chris Jericho. So the locker room is going to side behind those guys versus how Punk is coming off as a selfish, bitter guy. And that's how he came off.
Nah, he was defending himself, bro. Come on.
Hold on. Let's go through because Tony even went a little bit further than I wanted him to go. So.
Yeah.
There's a time and a place for everything though, and that did more harm than good to the AEW, especially like now you had a big pay-per-view, you had plans going forward after that, and all that shit gets scrapped.
Look at all the publicity.
And you're talking about Colt Cabana more than MJF. I don't, from a business standpoint, from AEW standpoint, I don't think this helped AEW. I don't think
you'll get a chance. Hold on. Let him finish. I want to get through this.
I mean, that's just how I looked at it. Like, I don't really think that Punk was really, and I said he shouldn't have said what he said, because everything he said was 1,000% fact. I mean, it ain't like he said one lie in that. But in a business, especially when you one of the highest paid wrestlers in the company, you got the world championship, you want to be the locker room leader, this is not what a leader does.
Marcus.
Well, Bobby, to respect the question and not go and try to not jump ahead what you want us to do, I'm going to make it simple. Yes, I think he did what was correct. So before I go more further than what you want, I'm just going to stick with that. Yes.
Nicole.
I'm gonna try to stick to the question, but it's hard. I'm looking at it from a mental health standpoint because that's what I did back in the day. Former therapist.
I'm crazy.
He had to do it. He had to do it. He had no choice. First of all, we have to say the only reason why he talked about not Colt Cabana, Scott Colton. Remember, he never said Colt Cabana. He said Scott Colton. He did that because the question, even though it was cut out at the beginning of the scrum, a reporter asked him about Scott Colton. He didn't just randomly start out. He was asked about that.
Okay, honestly, I didn't hear him ask about Scott.
Yeah, he was asked the question.
When I thought he saw the guy that was friends with him and then went in. I didn't hear the question, though, to be honest with you.
It got cut during the, when they did the recording of the scrum. The question was cut, but if you watched it live, there was a question.
Okay, I didn't see it live, so I didn't see the question asked.
I heard it live. I'll go into that part in a second.
Okay.
Go ahead, because I didn't want to disrespect the question.
All right, I'm saving my whole thing for last, though. All right. Now, Tony, you already answered some of this question, so we'll go to the other three.
Sorry, you know me.
Yeah. Marcus, let's start with you. Do you think this was the right time and the right place?
I think yes, because I think it's, you know what it sounds like to me? This, and I hope I'm not jumping ahead of you with what you want, but this sounds like a Click versus Bret Hart and Undertaker's crew back in the day. I think the Elite is running that locker room, and I think Punk is so frustrated and tired with it, and he's coming in like, look, I'm a bigger star than all you mofos. I'm bringing more viewers. I'm putting more ass in the seats, and he's like, you know what? This is my city, so I'm gonna do it right here and there, right now, in my city. I'm gonna let you guys know you ain't shit to me. I'm a bigger star than all you guys, and I'm gonna put it on blast right here, right now. So to answer your question, yes, it was.
Nicole.
I don't think he had a choice but to say it out loud. Because this, from what I saw and going with the therapist mind point, that was years and years of pent up aggression to the point where he had no choice but to explode. And Jericho kind of confirmed it when he said they had those random meetings more and more often about how they should be operating as VPs versus how they should be operating as performers and how it's not really connecting. He confirmed everything that Punk said without even know what's going on. And the whole thing with Quebec, we all know he liked Adam Cole. He said Adam Cole was a sweetheart, so he's okay with him. But Phil Brooks was pissed. Not saying, but Phil Brooks is a very pissed off man. Like he said, he will let friends go quickly. The few friends he does have left, he will hold on to them. He will ride or die with them. And if you are not on that list, he does not give a fuck about you. And right now, he does not give a fuck about the Young Bucks. Because they are fucking with his money.
Mm-hmm.
So, that's all.
Chris.
And anytime you're attacked and you feel like somebody's lying about you, like they were saying, he tried to get Cole Cabana fired and all that stuff, you're supposed to say it loud. If you're truthful and you're defending yourself, you better go off on somebody, because if you don't and you're just passive, I'm going to think it's true. So I'd rather you go down with the ship saying, I didn't do it, yelling, than to be like, I don't know what you're talking about. And it's in his name, CM Punk. He ain't no punk.
He ain't no punk.
They tried to punk him. He ain't answering the EVPs. He's hanging out with the boss, the owner. That's who's sitting next to him on the table. He got the belt, he got his muffins, and he got the boss nodding his head like, yeah, because he's the breadwinner. We've seen the proof in the numbers when he's off the show and they got Kenny Omega and the Young Clucks on, they lose 200,000 viewers. You know why? Because they're like, let me watch WWE on YouTube. That's the only thing I can think of. So I don't want to go too far. Yeah.
All right, because we got to have some time for this debate. So let me go ahead and get mine in on this. There are things you learn in wrestling when you're actually behind and in the back.
Mm-hmm.
You learn a lot of things and a lot of unspoken rules or unwritten rules that you have to follow. It's a tradition. It's not something that just comes out of nowhere. It doesn't fly out of somebody's ass. Every locker room you go into, it's the same. If you remember something that I said back, I think it was last podcast or the podcast before, and I was talking about wrestling, the actual wrestling itself, and I was saying there are fundamentals of wrestling that you just don't get rid of. You have to follow the fundamentals of wrestling for a match, and in this case, for a federation or a company to exist, to be a wrestling federation. One of those rules is doing that shit that Hangman Page did, trying to embarrass somebody live on the microphone and changing script. So, let me start off by saying, all of you piece of shit motherfuckers that want to hold fucking Hangman Page's nuts, tie them around your fucking neck and dangle. Because you have no fucking idea what the rules are when it comes to being in a fucking wrestling organization. Period. You look at it from the outside, oh my God, that's just so terrible. How could he do that? Oh my goodness. And I love Omega. I just love him. He's so wonderful. Oh my goodness. You know what? Omega and them can kiss my fucking black ass. I said it once and I say it again. They can kiss my black ass. And the reason why I say that, and I'm going Jim Cornette on this motherfucker, is because you violated a sacred fucking rule that is in every fucking wrestling that is around. I don't care if it's Japanese. I don't give a damn if it's Chinese. I don't give a damn if it's Portuguese. if it's like fucking Chris Statlander and comes from a fucking alien planet from Mars, it's still the same fucking rules. And when you disrespect those rules, you disrespect this fucking business. That pisses me off. When you in this business, you in this business to make the organization right, to make it go well. Now, if the organization is screwing you, that's one thing. But if you are getting mad because this man is getting more viewers, he can wrestle better than you, he has better matches than you, he has probably getting more attention from the young people because they're like, wait a minute, you guys only getting 800,000 people to view in, and when he's on, there's over 1 million, and you are not getting that authority over the locker room to do what you want because they're going to CM Punk, they're going to Daniel Bryan, they're going to these people to get advice, and you guys think that you're all that you don't need it? I don't give a fuck who the fuck you think you are. You don't talk a shit about your brother in the locker room. You don't talk your shit about your brother to the media in the locker room. If you have a problem with one of your brothers in that locker room, you go to him face to face, you go out into the alley, you beat each other's ass, you shake hands, you get back in that locker room, and you make that money in that shit for the company. Not that bitch ass shit that you guys just fucking did. And anybody that sits up there and takes up for these bitches should be ashamed of yourself and don't call yourself a wrestling fan. Because that's straight up disrespected the foundation of this business. You don't break those. You know how when you go to your aunt's house, your grandma's house, or your mom's house, they got rules that you know you got to do when you walk in that door. Take your shoes off at the front door. Hang your coat up. Don't lay it down on the couch. You know what I'm saying? Don't eat Cheetos on the couch because you don't want all that stuff on the couch after you get through eating it. You know what I'm saying? It's the same thing. I don't care how much you hang off their nuts. If you love the sport of professional wrestling, you should be calling them out too. I got nothing but love for CM Punk for what he did. Because I might be a little touchy about this because I was in that same situation. But I ain't got the clout like CM Punk do. You know what I'm saying? But CM Punk did the exact right thing. Let me go step by step to show you. Months ago, they started this fucking rumor talking to the fucking press, doing all dumb shit. And Hangman Page want to say, oh, well, we just don't take advantage. We started this. We don't need any advice for the veterans. The more you're disrespecting all the veterans right there. That's not just CM Punk. That's Jericho. That's Daniel Bryan.
Christmas and Regal.
Samoa Joe.
Anderson.
There
Sting.
you go.
Thing.
Tully Blanchard. Sting. And it shows in your work, number one. So let's just go there. All
That's
right?
why he was the worst champion.
Boy. Number two. Let's go to step two.
No, that coward shit that was talking about.
Huh?
That was that coward shit. That ain't cowboy.
That coward shit that Punk was talking about.
Yep. Number two. You try to front on CM Punk on a live interview in front of a live TV audience. Live and in person and millions watching on TV. And you, Hangman Page, was a dumbass by allowing yourself to be used by the Young Bucks and Omega to say what they wanted to say, but they had no guts to say it to CM Punk themselves. So you's a bitch. So since you want to be a puppet, call yourself Pinocchio, fucking Hangman. Number three happened in the same episode, but it was so subtle that you didn't realize it. CM Punk was even looking at him like, I don't understand what the fuck you just meant, but okay. Because he wanted to be sure before he reacted. So he slowed it down right there. On that same episode, he slowed it down. Next step, when he figured it out and got 100% confirmation about what it was, he came out and he straight up clowned. The key words, the apology must be just as loud as the disrespect, which meant if you talk trash to the media and it's wrong and you opened your mouth, you must apologize in front of that same media so everyone can hear it. He let the warning be right there, moved on. He went against Moxley, blah, blah, blah. Okay? Couple of weeks passed. Omega, the Young Bucks, Hangman Page, basically tucked their tails between their legs and thought, well, since you have EVP status, you're safe. Something like my idea about Chris Rock when he made that joke at the Oscars about Will Smith's wife. He thought he was protected. So
CM Punk.
Wait, hold on. He waited a couple of weeks. Next step. Didn't get nothing done. Okay. So guess what's going to happen? The media scrum. He let it all out. He let the truth out. He went step by step on what's true. And step by step on the people that he know, because he took the time to confirm stuff instead of assuming it. Who leaked everything. And he called you out. So, before he went to that media scrum, he did all of these steps. Then he climbed him on the mic. After the media scrum, he got a couple of his muffins that he had left, picked up the rest.
Shout out to Mindy's Bakery.
Mindy's Bakery.
Shout out to Mindy's Bakery.
Open Thursday through Sunday.
Yep. Took his stuff, went to his locker room. His buddy's wife is in the locker room with his dog. Then all of a sudden, all hell breaks loose. Now, the first thing that makes me mad at Tony Khan, and even why there's an investigation, if CM Punk walked up on them and blah, 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 okay, I understand the investigation. But CM Punk was in his own locker room. Now, whether they kicked the door down initially or they knocked and he didn't answer and they kicked it down, whatever. No matter what, you violated that man's space.
Even if he did tell you, come to me, you still violated his space.
Right. You came through and you still violated that man's space. A man's dressing room, when he has his own dressing room, is just like his house. You don't do that. That's another wrestling rule. You guys did not come in there and say, Mr. Punk said, I heard you had a problem. Can we please talk over some crumpets and tea? Maybe we can get a waffle or some ice cream.
Take these buffers.
I know. I want to go to Mindy's Bakery now.
No, okay. Maybe I'll give them some credit. Maybe they asked
some muffins.
It looked good though. That muffin looked good as hell.
Okay, I'll give you that scenario.
Yeah, because that shit look good.
But hold on. You go in there and you know you was hot because he just embarrassed the shit out of you on TV. You thought you was tough. You thought you was gonna clown on him because he had no backup, and it was 3 of you guys versus him and his dog, and the girl had and his friend's wife had a broke foot. What's she gonna do? Because I think she would have beat the shit out of the Young Bucks. Ace Steel walks in, sees you guys yelling with his wife right there. He jumps in. You guys try to get smart with Ace Steel, and then there it goes.
And you know who trained Ace Steel? You know he was trained by Fit Finlay.
Oh yeah, he beat that
and
ass.
William Regal.
He beat that ass. He knocked, like I said, Nick Jackson. You got knocked the fuck out.
Rage.
Yes. And Kenny Omega damn near got ate up. He started fighting.
He took a bite out of crime.
I'm not biting anybody. There's Corona and STDs. I'm not biting nobody.
I'm gonna bite the shit out your ass.
No.
Hell no, I'm good.
I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna bite the shit out your ass too.
Penicillin don't cure everything. I'm good.
Biting went out years ago with Mike Tyson. Come on now.
Pitbull,
Right?
like a motherfucker. And you got
I'm sorry.
more
I'm
than
looking at the menus menu. Let me look.
They got more than what they bargained for, because what they thought they was gonna do was go in and punk, probably jump.
Mhm.
And this would have never been a big thing. They would have been going around bragging, "Oh yeah, we beat up CM Punk." It took 3 of us, but we beat up CM Punk. And they didn't realize they walked into the Lions Den and they got their ass whooped and bit.
It's so crazy.
What an injured CM Punk.
Huh?
What injured CM Punk?
Well, that was the match.
He did train MMA for a few years though.
I didn't think about that. That's even worse.
You MMA dudes will put you in something and you ain't gonna get out of it.
But I would give them credit on that though, because they weren't little bitches like Adam Page who just act like the shit never happened.
No. They tried to police the locker room and got their ass whooped. That's what happened.
They were bitches. They were bitches because they thought he was hurt and he couldn't do shit.
Right.
Adam Page is the biggest bitch of this whole story. Like,
oh, yeah, he is. His nuts ain't dropped. He still got fallopian tubes. His nuts ain't dropped. When you break it down and you look at it, there should not even be an investigation.
Y'all remember Tony's face when Jericho told him that fight was going on?
Yep. There should not be an investigation whatsoever. Because the first violation is they walked into his locker room.
They crossed the line.
Well,
once they did that,
but here's the problem with the one in the locker room, though. You're the EVPs. You're not one of the boys.
Right.
Whether they're EVPs in title alone or they're actual EVPs, when you carry that title, you're not one of the boys.
Right.
They're not professional, though. When have they ever done anything professional? Come on,
Never.
man.
Hold on. Let me wrap this up.
Go ahead, man.
Because I think I done went a little too long. But the fact is, there should not, and this is what disgusted me about AEW as a whole. You're holding an investigation when they walked into a locker room when they shouldn't have. You are trying to make someone accountable for something where it's 3-on-1. I'm sorry. And he was injured.
It's only that.
There should not be any question. There should not be any discovery. There should not be any type of, I don't know what to do. It should be straight up, Young Bucks, Hangman Page, Omega, you're fired. Get the fuck out of AEW.
Hangman Page's not gonna get fired because his little bitch stayed out of it again.
But he started the shit.
Yeah. He magically left early. He left before everybody else.
Come on now.
Once you become the voice for somebody else, you gotta take the blame for it.
And I'm gonna say this right now on the air. I pray to God you guys don't get rid of CM Punk. I pray to God you do the right thing. If he needs to be suspended, I could swallow that. But
realistically, you never know what's going to happen.
Hold on, Tony. But if you fire CM Punk, if I got to do it for the podcast, I'll do it for the podcast and watch a report. But me personally, you losing the fan. And not because of CM Punk, because that's why I know a lot of these fucking people that like Omega and say, you just saying it because of CM Punk. No. I'm saying it because it was wrong what they did. And you're not doing the correct thing by getting on them, because if it wasn't for them starting it in the first place, this wouldn't have happened.
Right.
Get your shit together, Tony. Get your shit together. Like Jade says, cut the shit.
And numbers don't lie. Nope. There's a 200,000 viewership difference.
Actually, the actual average is 265.
That's a big deal.
but we beyond numbers though, because I don't think that he should have did that as a locker room leader. But your EVPs, as an EVP, you don't do that shit. Like they're more in the wrong. Like you can be pissed all you want. You don't go to CM Punk's locker room. You go to Tony Khan's locker room because your EVP, he's your boss. You go talk
Cody
to
Rhodes said this was going to happen.
Yeah, that's
Cody
how he
called it months ago.
Oh yeah.
They tried to pull a power move like the Click back in the day, but
Yeah, they did.
that the Click has, and Punk is bigger than all of them because Tony Khan is a businessman. Like Punk even said, you may be the EVPs, but I'm the dollars and cents. So that's why Punk will not be fired, and neither will the EVPs. None of them will be fired at all.
They're going to turn this into a storyline.
They need to though.
Yeah.
I'm kind of disappointed no more on Dynamite. I haven't seen Rampage yet.
Yeah, but I don't know if Tony Khan's that smart to do that, but I agree with you, Nicole.
Not because the way they did it on Dynamite, I really expected more than what we got on Dynamite.
Yeah, he didn't even mention their names. He just said that he stripped everybody of their titles.
You got the hottest thing going right now. Push it more. You may not be.
Tell him, Marcus. Bad booking.
A good.
Tell him, Marcus.
No, hold on. I can't say this on this instance. Guess why? Jim Cornette made a very good point, and I got to reiterate it. If Hangman Page would double cross him on a promo, what the hell will they do with him in the ring?
Yeah,
they showed him love. No, they put him in that trios title match, and now he's in the world title tournament. He's still shining.
Right.
He doesn't deserve none of these opportunities.
No, he don't. But what I'm saying is, when you talk about making this into a storyline,
right?
You can't trust the Young Bucks and Omega.
They can't tell a story.
To work a story like that.
No. Wait. Once I make this a storyline, here's the biggest problem I have with what CM Punk did. It took the spotlight off of MJF's return. This man's the next in line to be the world champion. I would have
the spotlight from the whole show.
What do you say, Nicole?
It took the spotlight from the entire show. I have no interest in seeing All Out. I'll watch the Scrum again.
But MJF should have cut a promo on this. Especially
MJF should have been that Scrum.
Hold on, but check this out. You can't blame CM Punk for doing the right steps.
Right.
But everything for Hangman Page and Omega starting this shit in the first place, we wouldn't be here.
Wait, first of all, they all wrong. All of them.
I can't say CM Punk wrong.
I can't.
Because it's that rule that's in the locker room that he followed those steps.
What CM Punk did was only best for him. It wasn't best for AEW.
Actually, it was.
It was not. I mean, no, it was not.
If this is the work, then he's one of the best geniuses ever.
One of the biggest pops at the pay-per-view was the return of MJF. And this shit overshadowed it.
Right.
But in the end, you can say it was good for AEW because this is the first time I've ever heard of AEW ever being talked about on SportsCenter.
Yeah.
The New York Times, Newsweek, BBC.
Preach.
Bad publicity is still publicity. Bad publicity is still good publicity. So he can go ahead and put them on all these different things, talk all kinds of say this is that, all this bad stuff is going on. AEW is being mentioned.
And not only that though. If you watch this past Dynamite, this was the first time you could tell that some of these talents was not being held back.
Yep.
Yeah.
You could tell the aura that finally, when the Young Bucks and them ain't there, that people shine.
Yeah.
Because it's been plenty of times when Young Bucks and CM Punk wasn't there, and it's always the same old bullshit. But now when the Young Bucks and everything is gone, they shine? For real?
Yeah.
You got your answer right there.
Yeah.
He did well for AEW by doing
he did. And now if you book Kenny Omega, CM Punk months later, we got to see him kill him. Now, are you going to, that whoever wins that match won the war. So it's a built-in storyline.
First of all, if Kenny Omega beat CM Punk, we're going to riot.
Sign me up for the match. I'll watch it.
I'll watch it.
Watch it. But that motherfucker better not win.
All right, let me say this right quick, and then we're going to get to this debate.
All right.
CM Punk and Kenny Omega ever wrestled. It should be a 30-second match. CM Punk knocks him the fuck
But you know what? Before we start the debate, I just want to say one thing. I gotta acknowledge, Bobby, you were right. MJF got the louder pop to CM Punk. So I'm a man of my word. So Bobby, I acknowledge you.
Oh, you acknowledge him.
I said I would last week. Last week on the air, I said I would do it. So
don't start a trend, Marcus.
I'm a man of my word.
Don't start a trend. We ain't acknowledging nobody on this show.
Nah, I gotta be a man of my word. Gotta do it.
The master. First of all, Rob, hope you're gonna watch this. You still owe me an apology for Hulk Hogan. But
He's still on the Hulk Hogan.
Let it go, Tony. Let it go.
Let it go. Let it go.
Bobby said that MJF is gonna walk out with the title, and I'm like, they would never do that because they would never go over.
They should.
I wish they did because it had nothing to do with the scrum. Bobby was definitely on point. The reason why Marcus is not him because he was on point, and I really think that would have lit the place up if MJF would have cashed in that night and won the title. I would have loved to see the reaction on MJF winning the title all out. I would have loved to see that.
And you know how I would have did it? He would have kept the mask on the whole time during the match.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That would be good.
Yeah.
Like when Flair had that the black mask on.
Like Scorpion.
Yep.
Yeah.
We just knew it wasn't Flair, didn't we?
And I still think that was last minute. I still don't think it was.
I do too. I think they changed who was underneath that because the other dude was bigger and more buff.
Yeah, nothing led to Flair. Like when we got there, it was like this did not line up with anything we saw from weeks before that. But that's an old school conversation we need to talk about.
Yeah.
On October 2nd.
Yep.
All right, come on, Bobby, let's do it.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have our one-on-one. It is Chris the Gadget Brother Woods taking on the Mastermind Bob Rogers on the CM Punk subject. Okay, I'm stuck now.
I am too. You're gonna have to word this subject right for me.
Yeah, that's why I wasn't sure. That's why I didn't say nothing. I wasn't sure how it was. Okay.
How you want me time?
I'm like, I don't know if I'm pro, con, which side. I'll take either side, Bobby.
The views and opinions expressed by these gentlemen, not necessarily their own or ours. Thank you very much.
Nah, if I'm against him going to WWE taking them back, right? And you're saying they should have.
Right.
Okay.
Bobby,
you want me to go first, or you want to go first?
You go first.
You should not. He should.
Yeah. No, they shouldn't have. Number one, I'm gonna tell you that right now. WWE, when stars come and go, and the machine just keeps going. Hogan left. Stone Cold eventually fizzled out. The Rock went to Hollywood. Cena followed him. CM Punk had his 15 seconds of fame, and then they moved on. As soon as the Shield showed up, it was a whole different show. Those little numbers, that extra 200,000, 265 for AEW, those are just already WWE fans. So he's not going to bump WWE's ratings up. And we already know what's going to happen. He's going to fight Reigns 10 times in a row, and that's going to get old. His body can't hold up. They saving money on that. He's already been injured twice. Every time he's had a world title match, he's gotten injured. So I'm like I said, AEW was the perfect landing spot for CM Punk because they were up and coming. They wanted to make a splash. He would make the same splash to me that Cody made. CM Punk would be back. We'd be like, oh, he's back. And then it would fizzle back out. And it'd be WWE, the machine. It's going to keep rolling. They're actually starting to invest in their younger guys now that, Triple H is in charge. So I think these old guys are going to get fizzled out anyway. But if you can't perform, you can't wrestle, what worth are you to me? You're going to talk? Paul Heyman can do the same thing that CM Punk can do.
All right. Let me say this. I agree with you that it was a perfect place for him to be in AEW. I agree with that. But WWE was still stupid for not taking him. This is why. If you remember when CM Punk was around, CM Punk averaged 2 million viewers when he was there. It was like 2.1, something like that. All right. Now, you take that in today's times, of course, it's going to shrink, what have you. He pulled 1.1 with AEW. Guess why he doesn't pull 1.5, 1.7 though? Because first of all, they don't have the bigger audience that they can pull from as WWE.
Right.
Second of all, they don't have the conflict with Triple H. That conflict with Triple H will have everybody that used to watch wrestling. I mean, if they dead in their grave, they turn in the cable channel like, wait a minute, CM Punk back with Triple H there? Turn that remote. Give me that remote. Give me that remote on the grave. Come on. Everybody's gonna be watching that. He's gonna get way more viewers out of WWE by him coming back and confronting Triple H than he did making a splash at AEW. Because half of the audience that don't watch WWE anymore is not gonna watch AEW because they're like, I don't want to go and watch another federation. It's not WWE. I just don't want to do it. He's got some, which is a good number, 250,000. I can't knock that. You know what I'm saying? But if he would have went to WWE, he would have picked up anywhere from 600 to 700,000 viewers. And that's because of the WWE machine, because of their marketing, because of their exposure, how they expose people. Now, the only problem that I see is Triple H. Would he go ahead and work? And would he work with him? If he sees that money, he might. If he don't see that money, he probably wouldn't. If he doesn't want to put up with the headache that he think he would get, he probably wouldn't. And I think that's where the bridge has to be crossed. Can they get over their differences? Can they go out there and make that money? Can they do this? Can they do that? It's a lot of questions when you talk about WWE, but I can see it working better for him there because of the marketing machine than I see the effectiveness that he had at AEW.
Time for rebuttal.
Well, yeah, my rebuttal. I do see where you're coming from because I got numbers too. When McMahon's last the last appearance on SmackDown was a 1.735. Since the Triple H era, they have topped 2.5 million on SmackDown and 2.3 on WWE on Raw. That's just a guy who doesn't even wrestle anymore. We just know Triple H is in charge, and us wrestling fans, like you said, you're always looking at the dirt sheet. We're always seeing, what's in the news. People saw Triple H is in charge. Let me tune in. I tune in more. I kind of really don't watch SmackDown until all this happened. I find myself watching SmackDown again because of what they did to NXT. NXT was one of the best shows on TV. They totally revamped it, killed it, bam. All the wrestlers that I'm in love with came out of NXT. I just can't see CM Punk making that kind of a difference just from one wrestler coming back. Is he bigger than Reigns now? I wouldn't say he is. Has he ever been bigger than Orton or Edge? I mean, he had a couple good years. That's it. These guys got longevity and they got legacy in the WWE. So I can see them getting a bump just like they got with Cody, and then I can see it just averaging out again because we're already WWE fans. We already love and watch the WWE. Punk would just be another legend that came back that we'll watch fade away.
I will say this. There's another factor that I purposely did not mention before. And that is the viewers that he would take from AEW. See, yeah, we look at all the viewers that's there, and yeah, let's say 2.1. We're gonna go with 2.1.
Yeah.
Add the other 700 or 600,000 viewers. Because the Young Bucks and them ain't only gonna have about 200,000 watching them. Period. So take that 600,000, flip it over to WWE. Now you got a 3 million viewer show. All because of CM Punk. CM Punk is that factor. And especially the conflict with him and Triple H, if they could work together, would overshadow everything because that will be the top storyline. Yeah, he's a legend coming back. Yeah, blah, blah, blah. But he don't have to worry about longevity because he's been gone for 7 years. He's rejuvenated. And they don't wrestle as hard as they do in AEW and WWE. So that's going to help his longevity.
That's true. You're right.
You know? So him coming there would not only add viewers, it would take away a whole slew of viewers from AEW and make basically AEW almost an Impact.
Well, whenever he got injured, though, it wasn't no high impact move. He got the foot. When he re-injured the foot, he was just kicking the guy with a normal kick.
Actually, they said when he did that's when he dove into the crowd and he hit his foot on the
Yeah, I saw that.
So the thing is this: WWE wouldn't even allow them to do that. So it never happened.
So,
Y'all, Tony?
because it's like, okay, if he goes back, the program with Triple H, why would Triple H take him back if he look at him as selfish, going to business for himself? Like he look at him as a team player. And with what he has shown in AEW, had he shown that Triple H is wrong on that to make him come back, or would you say that he confirmed that?
See, that's where it gets touchy. Some people make it look like that he oh my goodness, what Triple H said, he was right. No, I disagree with that because it's two totally different situations. He felt that he was being held back professionally with WWE. He felt like that he wasn't being taken care of by medical staff at WWE. AEW has nothing to do with medical staff. AEW has nothing to do with them holding him back personally. Hell, he's the fucking champ. You know what I'm saying? It's all about personal shit there. They went personal on him on that. I think if they would have sat down and talked, they could have sat up there and worked some shit out. And Triple H is a professional. He'd have said, look, just don't let it get out of hand. You know what I'm saying? We could do this. We could work this angle, blah, 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 blah. Just don't let it get out of hand.
Right. He'll do what's best for business, definitely. And that's a built-in rivalry. But
and that
Punk,
money. That money.
Punk sees him that Punk's a guy that if he don't like you, he ain't going to fuck with you. He's proven that. That's why the scrum. The proof's in the pudding. So we know if he went back to WWE, one thing ticks him off. Tony's right. I should have used my argument. How we know he ain't gonna duck off again on us and just and quit? He's untrustworthy. I love the guy, but his track record in WWE is not the same track record he has in AEW, but it looks like he's trying to exit out of there. I mean, it's real talk.
Because it's like, I agree with you on that because it's like he's gonna exit out, and WWE's comments was when he went to AEW, that's your headache. WWE looks at him as a headache.
But I think if he would have went to WWE and said I want to come back, they would have had a whole different tune. They've been strict as hell. Don't get me wrong.
He wouldn't have came back though. At the time, McMahon was still in charge. That wasn't gonna happen.
Yeah,
But-
McMahon. Yeah.
Yeah,
He had a problem with Triple H and McMahon, though.
Yeah, I think
I'm
he would
just saying. But at the time he came back, McMahon was still running the show. So yeah, CM Punk. He said he would never work for Vince McMahon again.
But Triple H had a big problem with it too, though. Triple H is
Yeah.
a big problem.
Absolutely.
But Triple H about that money.
Yeah, he is.
Triple H is a businessman.
Yep. With his big ass fucking sailboat.
AEW is a high school.
Yep.
And he's gonna get his boys back. His boys are gonna come back slowly but surely.
Yep.
Strowman's back. Cross is back.
CM Punk's not one of his boys.
I'm not worried about him coming back. I'm talking Daniel Bryanson, Claudio.
The real ones.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Triple H's nose is so big, he comes to Chicago, he floats off the Lake Michigan. That's all I'm gonna say.
I'll give that one to you, Bob, because that's one that could go both ways. Because it's CM Punk. He's just that polarizing, but he's also a headache. So I mean, it's a double-edged sword.
Yep.
You have to accept one if you're going to accept the other.
Absolutely.
I don't think, but my whole thing, I don't think WWE is going to accept it though. Like
They don't need to.
They don't need them.
Would never happen with Vince McMahon, and I don't think it would happen with Triple H. That shit would have got cut off. His mic would have got cut.
He said that in the scrum. He said the stuff that's
Absolutely.
going on here, it would not fly in WWE. He said it.
And I go back though, they've let Hogan come back a few times, and Hogan's done way worse than CM Punk.
Oh hell yeah.
I mean, the locker room wanted to kill him.
Yeah, I think WWE definitely would have took Punk back without question. The only thing I gotta disagree with you a little bit, Chris, is I think that Legend's coming back. I mean, you look at Cody's return, he was on top, and I think he would still be the top face right now if he hadn't get hurt. And let's look at Edge. Okay, Edge is one of their top stars since he's been back.
Yeah.
Whether he's been a heel or a face. So I think if they now with Punk, I think he would still be on top. But the only thing is WWE's storytelling isn't much better than AEW. So I don't know what it would have went with it. But the Legends come back. I don't think it would have been just a quick phase. I think that Punk could have been around for a while.
Yeah. Anybody who comes back too, both belts are on Reigns. That's the target. You got to ask yourself, are they going to put him over Reigns? I'm still waiting to see if Cody Rhodes would go over Reigns. I just don't know. I don't know the answer to that question.
Well, I think, I said it a few times. I think that if they don't get Rock, I thought that would have been WrestleMania.
Okay.
Do they need The Rock though?
I would still love to see.
I'd like to see The Rock.
Oh yeah, come on, man. We know when Vince was in charge, he was ruling over that match.
It's a WrestleMania main event, and the reason why that's a main event is because you bring in Hollywood. You bring extra eyes on the product.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's a needle mover.
My thing is, it doesn't need to be for a title then.
That's what I was going to say.
You're right.
Right, they didn't need the title for that match.
You could take the titles off of Reigns, give them to somebody else, and then have it be a generational, we gonna pass the baton thing all over again.
They don't have nobody to give them to.
They're gonna fight for family rights at the same time. Who really is the head of the table?
Who you gonna give them to? Riddle?
Be a title.
Rollins?
Well, they can split the titles when Reigns lose them, just like how they did the Intercontinental and the European Championship back in like. They can do the same thing with that and split them titles. One goes to Drew and the other one goes to Cody, and then let it go.
Cross and Cody.
When they bring Rock back, it's gonna be a title match. It's gonna be a title match.
I forgot about Cross.
Yeah, Karrion Kross and Cody are gonna be the two.
Yeah.
Okay. So Cross and Cody, not Drew.
Okay.
Cross and Cody. When they split the two titles, Cody can get whichever one he wants, and then the other one goes to Cross.
When The Rock come back, it's gonna be a title match because they want that to be the main event.
It could be a main event without the title. Who says the title has to be a main event? We got
The Undertaker never had the title, and he was the main event. He never needed the title.
The Undertaker
Rock doesn't need it. Rock has the ultimate title. He don't need that.
Undertaker rarely ended WrestleMania.
Right.
When Undertaker ended when the last match of WrestleMania had the Undertaker in it, it was the title.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
I think you got that one, Bobby. I think you got me because
Match.
it's too thin of a sword.
They want that to be the last match of the night.
I'm
But it doesn't
sorry.
need to be for a title.
I just
I
have a
think you
question.
got me.
I have a question.
What?
Do you like pie?
Pie.
Poo-tang pie.
Oh yeah. I like Naomi Putang.
Do they sell that at Mindy's? At the muffin shop?
I don't know, but I could pull the menu up. I've been looking at it for about 5 minutes.
Order me two. Bring me two back next time y'all go to Chicago.
Now, I'm gonna tell you, I'll pay
They're
100,
open Thursday through Sundays, 8 a.m. to 3 p.m.
I'll pay $130 for that pie. I'll pay $130 for that.
Let me stop
my
looking at this
God.
menu.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's all we have today for the FTW Future Focus. Tune in tomorrow, 4 o'clock at our regular time. We'll be discussing WWE Clash of Champions, NXT Worlds Collide.
All right.
Also, we will be picking match of the night from each of the shows. And then those shows will be going head-to-head for match of the weekend. So, guys, you can go ahead, make your comments, what have you.
Like
Patricia, ew. What?
What's ooh? What you saying?
What's ew?
What you saying, Patricia?
What's ew?
I know I'm ugly, so God, man.
Well, she did call you Daddy-O. I think she was calling you Daddy-O earlier, so I don't know.
My friend wants to holler at you. I showed her your picture.
Acknowledge your daddy. Acknowledge your daddy.
I can't. What should be ew? I'm gonna need you to start typing, Patricia, because I want to know what you're talking about.
I want to know too.
Whoa. Lay off on the daddy favorites. No, she knows her daddy. But tomorrow, football too. Random football updates. I ain't gonna lie. Because when we do the podcast tomorrow, I'm gonna be watching football. Everyone
too.
Go score out there on you.
But we know what y'all gonna be looking at.
Well, at least we know your team ain't gonna win too many games this year.
Bears.
Absolutely.
Oh.
Chris, don't get hurt. Don't get hurt.
They might have worse record than the Detroit Lions.
I was to say, Chris, who you following? Because I don't follow football.
Any team with a black quarterback.
Well, that's the best. Oh, they keep following the Bears.
All of them. Yeah, they got Justin Fields.
Yep.
Yeah, he's gonna be good.
I hope so. All right, guys. We will talk to you guys tomorrow. Tune in 4 p.m. Look out for the tag. Rob will be here. The whole crew will be here, guys.
No.
That's right.
Chris, sister me daddy ass. Oh, scissor me daddy.
Oh my God, ladies and gentlemen, we get up out of here. From Chris the Gadget Brother Woods, Tony Motown Allen, Marvelous Marcus Buckley, and the last EVP, Nature Girl Nicole. We are out of here.
Okay, I heard, yeah.
And we will definitely see you in the future.